11 of those 39 can be verified to be Freemasons.
It is maintained that Benjamin Franklin was the only Freemason on the committees that designed the Great Seal, with the possible exception of the artist Francis Hopkinson.
It's often claimed that Thomas Jefferson was a Freemason. The best evidence that they can offer is that the Freemasons marched in his funeral procession. Of course, every civic organization in the state of Virginia and every civic organization that could travel there marched in his funeral procession, so that's not surprising. Modern scholars have looked at the record, and it's completely lacking. When you look for the hard evidence, there is nothing there. Jefferson was not a Mason.
And although Benjamin Franklin was certainly a Mason, he was not instrumental in suggesting all the symbolism. That was the responsibility of the artistic advisors the committees used to help with the design.
Well, if you look carefully at the committees who helped design it, you find that there were no Freemasons that actually added to the design of the Great Seal of the United States.
If it was the artistic advisors that chose the images, it's possible their inspiration had nothing to do with the Masons.
Graphic symbolism is as important in the 18th century as it is now in the 21st century. So there was a standardized visual language which stood across Europe and, of course, the United States.
At a time when many people still couldn't read, this common visual language was taught through the use of emblem books.
Emblem books became standard pattern books for engravers, architects, engineers. So by the time you get to the early 18th century, Ripper's emblem book was the standard piece of design equipment that you'd find in any engraver's workshop.
Emblem books contain stories of moral instruction presented through the use of symbols and verse. Children were brought up understanding the meanings of the symbols, even if they couldn't read.
It was a code that you didn't have to break, that you were brought up with. So if you saw a particular sort of graphic symbol, you made certain sort of associations with it.
It is suggested that the Egyptian imagery used on the Great Seal was part of this common visual code, rather than being specifically Masonic.
Some of the elements, the all-seeing eye and the unfinished pyramid, have been used as Masonic symbols over the years, but they have also been used outside of Freemasonry. So in that sense, it's a use of common heraldic images.
There was certainly a theory that Freemasonry originated in the mystery religions of Egypt and the Mediterranean. There is no historical evidence to support that. Certainly, Masonic lodges have used pyramids as a decorative motif, but none are officially adopted as symbols.
And as for the all-seeing eye, Freemasons accept its significance, but suggest it was a popular logo of the time.
The all-seeing eye has been a symbol that has been used traditionally to express the deity.
So if you were looking for a compact way to represent God, then the eye is small, it's compact, and it lends itself to very impressive artistic renderings.
Under this interpretation, the Founding Fathers were saying that God was looking over America, and according to their own words, setting out the reasons for the design.
The pyramid signifies strength and duration. The eye over it and the motto allude to the many signal interpositions of providence in favor of the American cause.
The question of the eagle is also less straightforward than the conspiracy theorists suppose. Benjamin Franklin, the Masonic master, was in fact opposed to the emblem of the eagle, preferring, as he wrote to his daughter, the wild turkey. I wish the bald eagle had not been chosen as the representative of our country. He is a bird of bad moral character. The turkey is, in comparison, a much more respectable bird. He is besides, though a little vain and silly, a bird of courage.
Benjamin Franklin wanted to use a wild turkey because it was a very wily, tricky bird that was very smart. The eagle, on the other hand, is a carrion eater, and he didn't think it was very noble. But the bald-headed eagle is a beautifully impressive bird. For better or worse, the United States rejected Ben Franklin's turkey and accepted the eagle as a symbol of power and majesty for the United States.
So, an innocent explanation for the eagle. Even the sinister recurrence of the number 13 is played down.
The number 13 appears time and time again in the symbolism of the dollar bill. If you are profoundly paranoid in your conspiracy theories, this is because the Freemasons think the number 13 is important. And of course, there's the simpler explanation that there were 13 colonies. Number 13 has no significance to Masons.
According to the official explanation, the 13 stripes on the shield represent the 13 original states. The motto, E pluribus unum, from many one, alludes to the union of these states. The olive branch and the 13 arrows denote the power of peace and war, which is exclusively vested in Congress. The constellation of stars above the eagle denotes a new state taking its place and rank among other sovereign powers. The Freemasons counter that all the symbolism seen on the dollar would have been common currency at the time the Great Seal was designed. And more importantly, they dismiss any notion of a plot to establish a new world order.
The motto on the Great Seal of the United States is Novus Ordo Seclorum. It comes, I believe, from Virgil. It means a new order of the ages. It does not mean a new secular order. There is no new world order or new order of the ages in Freemasonry. It's not used, it doesn't appear, and any other translation than the new order of the ages shows an abysmal ignorance of Latin.
In fact, the Latin might have much more to do with straightforward politics than with any hidden messages. The Founding Fathers were referring to the birth of the new nation with a new form of government.
Novus Ordo Seclorum means basically the new order of the ages. What is the new order? The new order is a republican form of government, not a political party republican, but a representative form of government. America was not set up to be a democracy. America was set up to be a republic, and a republic means a representative form of government.
Despite attempts to downplay the influence of Freemasonry, there seem to be too many mysteries about the dollar bill for which Masonic imagery offers a plausible explanation. And the success of the film National Treasure suggests a public willingness to see hidden meanings in the mundane. And there is one last, perhaps clinching piece of evidence. It involves a mysterious guru. The original inspiration for the eye-catching symbolism of the Great Seal remains controversial. Just how much the Freemasons were actually involved is debatable. But one thing is certain. That symbolism was only transferred to the dollar bill in 1935.